Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Fast English. Today, we've got a pretty exciting topic to discuss, something that a lot of students constantly think about. We're talking about studying abroad versus studying in your home country. This controversial topic is designed for you to enhance your listening and speaking skills in English language. I'm Charlotte, and joining me, as always, is Liam.
Hey everyone. Yeah, this is a big topic, and one that really affects so many people. I mean, deciding where to study is a huge choice, and for many people may feel overwhelming. I mean, it's not just about picking a school. It's about choosing a whole new experience and a new way of life. Charlotte, did you ever consider studying abroad when you were in school?
Oh, definitely. It was one of those ideas that sounded so exciting. New culture, new people, and of course, traveling. But I ended up staying in my home country. What about you, Liam? Did you get the chance to study abroad?
Yeah, I did. I spent a semester abroad in Spain. It was an incredible experience. But looking back, I can see the pros and cons of both options. So, where do we start?
I think a good place to begin is with the obvious one. Cultural experience. Studying abroad gives you the opportunity to be absorbed in a completely different environment. You're learning about another culture firsthand, not just from books or movies.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest benefits, right? You're living and breathing the culture every day. I remember how, in Spain, even simple things like grocery shopping felt different. It makes you more independent, and the challenge of adapting is what pushes you to grow, in ways you might not otherwise.
That's a really good point. Speaking of challenges, let's talk about language barriers. I imagine this is a big consideration for a lot of people. When you're studying abroad, you might not speak the local language fluently. Even if classes are in English, everyday interactions can still be difficult. How did you handle that in Spain?
Oh, it was a bit hard at first. My Spanish wasn't amazing when I first arrived. So I learned to communicate in new ways, and improved quickly. Plus, being surrounded by the language all the time, helped a lot. It's like being in a constant language course without even trying.
But for some people, that could be a barrier, especially if they're not comfortable learning a new language, while handling everything else, studies, social life, and just living in a foreign country. But then, it makes them think. Does staying in their home country make them miss out on the chance to develop global skills, like being adaptable, culturally aware, and able to navigate different environments?
Absolutely. Studying abroad really broadens your perspective. You meet people from all over the world. Learn how to interact with different cultures, and understand how things work in other countries. It definitely adds to your resume. Employers love to see candidates who have experience living and working abroad because it shows you're adaptable and can handle change.
Right. But let's not forget that you can still develop those global skills without leaving your country. With the internet and social media, we can connect with people from all over the world. Plus, many universities in your home country have international students. So you can still get that exposure to different cultures without necessarily going abroad.
That's a really good point. You don't have to leave home to have a global experience. But I think, there's something about the physical act of moving to another country. Being outside of your comfort zone. That pushes you to develop those skills in a more intense way.
For sure. It's like throwing yourself into the deep end, as you said earlier. But let's switch to costs. This is probably one of the biggest factors for most students. Studying abroad can be expensive. Flights, accommodation, travel insurance, and just the higher cost of living in some countries. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah. The cost can definitely be a huge barrier. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship that covered a lot of my expenses.
Exactly. In contrast, studying in your home country is often more affordable. You might even be able to live at home and save on rent, which is a huge expense. Plus, you're already familiar with the cost of living, so you can budget more easily.
Definitely. The financial aspect is a big advantage of staying local. You're not dealing with unexpected expenses or exchange rates. But sometimes, the cost of studying abroad is worth it, depending on what you gain from the experience. Some people see it as an investment in their future.
That's a really good way to look at it. At first, it might be more expensive. But the long-term benefits could be worth it. Speaking of long-term benefits, let's touch on networking opportunities. When you study abroad, you meet people from all over the world, and those connections can be really valuable later in life. Both personally and professionally.
Oh, 100%. Some of the people I met while studying abroad are still close friends. And I've even had some professional opportunities come through those connections. When you're in a new environment, you're more open to meeting people, and everyone's in the same boat. So you form strong bonds quickly.
Absolutely. But staying in your home country doesn't mean you can't build a great network. A lot of universities have strong alumni networks.
Exactly. It all depends on your goals and what you're looking for. You can build an amazing network, whether you're abroad or at home. But the experiences you have, and the type of connections you make will be different.
So, it sounds like there are pros and cons to both studying abroad and staying in your home country. It really depends on what you're looking for. Whether it's cultural experience, cost, language, or networking opportunities.
Yeah. And I think it's important for students to weigh all these factors before making a decision. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about finding the option that's best for you.
Exactly. So whether you're thinking about staying close to home or jetting off to a foreign country, make sure to consider all your options. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Fast English.
And before you leave, remember to drop your comments about the pros and cons of studying abroad. We love to hear your thoughts.
Take care, everyone.